As we know, so what is the chapter? Chapter number 15, air around us. So lesson number 15 is air around us. So chapter number 15 is air around us. We have learned in chapter number 9 that all living things require air. As we have studied in chapter number 9, as we know, all living things need air for their survival. So all living things, they need air for their survival. Have you seen, but you have ever seen air? No, I have not seen air. You might not have seen air, but surely you must have felt its presence in so many ways. So we can't see air. So we cannot see air, but we cannot see air, but we can feel the presence of air. So we can feel presence of air. We can feel its presence. We can feel its presence. So we can't see air, but we can feel its presence. You notice it when the leaves of the tree rustle or the clothes hanging on a clothesline away. So as we know where we feel its presence, when leaves of the tree rustle and clothes, when clothes hanging on the clothesline, they vibrate, so they rustle. So when the leaves of the trees rustle, when the leaves of the trees rustle, then we feel the presence of air. जब बहुत ज्यादा तेज हवा चलती है तो जो ट्रीज के लीव्स हैं वो इधर उधर होने लग जाती हैं, एंड जो क्लोथ्स हैं जो हमें सूखने के लिए हमने रखे हुए हैं, तो वो भी हिलने लग जाते हैं. सो वी कैन फील द प्रेजेंस ऑफ एयर, बट वी कांट सी एयर. And pages of an open book began fluttering when the fan is switched on. Suppose you are in a room and you are switch on the fan, then what will happen? Then open book placed in the room, their pages become fluttering, and the moving air makes possible for you to fly your kite. So how can you fly your kite? So how the kite, flying of kite is possible? So with the help of moving air. So with the help of moving air, flying of kite is possible. So next is, do you remember the activity 3 in chapter number 5, when you separate sand and sawdust by winnowing? So we have studied the process winnowing. So what do you mean by winnowing? Winnowing is the process of separating sand and sawdust with the help of wind. So wind is used in the process of winnowing. So which is used? Air is used in the process winnowing. तो विनोइंग क्या होता है? सोडस्ट और सैंड को हवा से अलग करना. दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड विनोइंग. So in this process, air is used. Winnowing is more effective in moving air. So when air moves, then winnowing process is going on. You may have noticed that during storms, the wind blows at a very high speed. So when storms come, the wind speed is very high. When storms come, बहुत ज्यादा तूफान आते हैं तो विंड की स्पीड क्या होती है, बहुत ज्यादा होती है. It may even uproot trees and blow off the rooftop. When wind comes at very high speed, then they uproot trees and they blow off the rooftops. उससे क्या होते हैं, जो ट्रीज हैं उसकी जड़ें भी, वो भी उठ जाते हैं. मतलब ट्रीज जो है हमारी, वो जड़ों से ही उड़ जाते हैं, कट जाते हैं. एंड जो रूफटॉप्स हैं, छतें हैं, वो भी हवा के साथ उड़ जाती हैं. So what are the effects of air? So what are the uses of air? We use air in the process winnowing. So leaves of the tree rustle because of the air. Open book page began fluttering because of the air. And when it may uproot trees and it may blow off the rooftops. So in this chapter, we will study the topic air around us. So next is, have you ever played with the firki? So these are different types of firki, and these works in the moving air. When we make these firki, and we will take these firki in our hands, when we will take these firki our hands and we run in the moving air, then these rotates. अगर इस फिरकी को लेके हम तेज हवा में भागते हैं तो ये क्या करती है, रोटेट करती है. So these are the different types of firki, and these works on the moving air. So next is our activity 1. Let us make a firki of your own. So we can make a firki by ourselves. How can we make it? Hold the stick of the firki and place in different direction in open area. Suppose a firki is made by our own self, then we will put the stick. We will take this stick in our hands. We will take this stick in our hands and we will place it in different direction in moving area. Then it rotates. Then it rotates as shown in the figure. This is rotating. So firki is rotating due to moving air. So firki is rotating due to moving air. Move it a little back and forth. Observe what happens. Does the firki rotate? What makes the firki rotate? So why firki is rotating? Due to moving air. Due to moving air, it is rotating. Have you seen this weather clock? This weather clock is shown. It shows the direction in which air is moving at that place. So what is the use of this weather clock? So where we use this weather clock? This shows the direction in which air is moving. Suppose air is moving in this direction, then the pointer of this weather clock will move in this direction. So this shows what is the use of this weather clock. So what is the use of this weather clock? It shows the direction of moving air. It shows the direction of moving air. So what is the use of this weather clock? It shows the direction in which the air is moving. जिस direction में air move कर रही है, वहीं पे इसका जो pointer है move करेगा. तो weather clock क्या बताता है कि किस direction में हमारी air move कर रही है. So next is air present everywhere around us? Is air everywhere around us? So we will show this. Close your fist. What do you have in it? Nothing. Try the following activity to find out. So next is our activity 2. So what is the activity? take an empty open bottle. Suppose we are taking a bottle and this is empty. Is it really empty or does it have something inside? Suppose this is empty. Is there, क्या ये बिल्कुल खाली है या इसके अंदर कुछ है? Is something inside it now? So we will show it. Now dip the open mouth of the bottle into the bucket filled with water. So then what we will do? Then dip the open mouth of the bottle into the bucket filled with water as shown in the figure 15.4. Firstly, we will take an open bottle and then we will dip the open mouth. This is open mouth. Then we will dip the open mouth of the bottle into this bucket. And this bucket is filled with water. Observe the bottle. Then we will see this bottle. Does water enters? Does this water enter into the bottle? Now tilt the bottle. No, the water not goes into the bottle. So in the first case, water does not go into the bottle. So in the first case, water does not go. In the first case, water does not go into the bottle. And in the second case, do you see bubbles coming out of the bottle? No. Do you see or do you hear any sound? No. No, we see not bubbles, we not hear any sound. Can you now guess what was in the bottle? In this bottle, what was that? Yes, the air. The air is inside the bottle. Yes, you are right. It is air. What was present? That was present in the bottle, and the bottle was not empty at all. So this bottle is not empty. So this bottle is not empty. This is filled with air. So the bottle is not empty. This is filled with air. When you turned it upside down, this is why you notice that water does not enter the bottle when it is pushed in inverted position, as there was no space for air to escape. So when bottle is in this position, in the first position, इस पूरी bottle में हमारी air थी, और जैसे ही हमने इसको inverted position पे किया, तो इतने इसके पूरे ही इसमें एयर ही फिल थी और इसमें पानी के लिए कोई भी स्पेस नहीं था, इसलिए इसके अंदर पानी एंटर नहीं किया. So in fact, it was filled completely with air even when you turned it upside down. When the bottle was tilted, when this bottle is tilted, suppose this bottle is tilted, in the second case, this bottle is tilted. This is tilted, means it is making some angle. So this bottle is tilted. The air was able to come out in the form of bubble. So in the second case, air comes out and bubbles will formed. Bubbles will formed, and we hear also sound. So these the water filled by the empty space that air has occupied. So when the bottle was tilted, the air was able to come out in the form of bubbles. ये air हमारी कहाँ आ गई? पानी में आ गई, और इस air की वजह से क्या बने हमारे bubbles. And water filled up the empty space the air has occupied. It means this activity shows that air occupies space. So this activity shows that air occupies space. So air has no color. It has no color and we can't see it. It is transparent and it is present everywhere. So it is present everywhere. So this is an important activity. What is the question? Question is, prove that air occupies space. So question is, air occupies space. So what is the activity? We are taking, सबसे पहले क्या लेंगे हम? एक empty bottle लेंगे और उसको पानी में inverted position में रखेंगे. जैसे first case में ना ही हमारे bubbles बनेंगे, ना ही हमारे bubbles बनेंगे, ना ही sound produce होगी और ना ही इसकी बोतल के अंदर पानी फिल्ड होगा. जैसे हमने सेकंड केस में हमने बोतल को हमने टेढ़ा कर दिया, टिल्ट कर दिया, तो इसके अंदर बबल्स बनेंगे. बबल्स किसकी वजह से बनेंगे? जैसे हमने इसको टेढ़ा किया, इसके अंदर जो एयर थी वो एयर बाहर निकल गई और एयर की वजह से ये बबल्स बनने स्टार्ट हो गए और जैसे बबल्स बनने लगे तो साउंड भी प्रोड्यूस होगी. इट मीन्स इस एम्प्टी बोतल के अंदर क्या था? एयर. और एयर को बाहर निकलने के लिए स्पेस नहीं मिला. जैसे हमने इसको टिल्ट किया तो एयर बाहर आ गई. तो these prove that air occupies space. So this is the activity that air occupies space. Next question is, what are the characteristics of air? Characteristics of air. So what are the characteristics of air? So what are the characteristics of air? So first is, air is transparent. So air is transparent. So first is, air is transparent. Second is, air has no color. Air has no color. And third is, it is present everywhere. It is present everywhere. And next is, it is present everywhere and one can see through it. So these are the characteristics of air. So what are the characteristics of air? First is, air has no color. Second is, air occupies space. Third is, air is transparent. Fourth is, it is present everywhere around us. So these are the properties of air. So next is, our earth is surrounding by a thin layer of air. Suppose this is our earth and this is surrounding by a thin layer of air. This layer extends up to many kilometers above the surface of Earth. Suppose this is surface of Earth and this layer is going above some kilometers and this all is called our atmosphere. So this all is called atmosphere. So this is called our atmosphere. So first is, as we know, suppose this is our earth. So many kilometers, there is a layer of air. Suppose this is layer of air and this layer of air is called our atmosphere. So this is called our atmosphere. As we move higher in the atmosphere, the air gets rare. जैसे जैसे हम ऊपर जाते जाते हैं, एयर कम होती जाती है. एयर gets rare. एयर की अवेलेबिलिटी कम होती जाती है. So next is, mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them. Now you think mountaineers carry cylinders with them while climbing on high mountains. So the question is, why mountaineers carry oxygen cylinder with them when they are climbing on high mountains? As we discussed, at a certain height, as we go higher, air अवेलेबिलिटी इज लेस। जैसे जैसे हम ऊपर जाएंगे एयर कम होती जाएगी, तो माउंटेनर्स को वहां पे सांस लेने के लिए क्या लेके जाना पड़ेगा? ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर्स। So why mountaineers carry oxygen cylinder with them on high mountains? Because as we go higher, so the air availability is less. When air is less, so how they breathe? They breathe with the help of oxygen cylinders. So they breathe with the help of oxygen cylinders. So next is, what is air made up of? So what is the air made up of? Until the 18th century, people thought that air was just one substance. When 18th century is going on, people thought that air is only one substance. But experiments has been done, and what we found, that it is a mixture of many gases. So it is a mixture of many gases. What kind of mixture? So air is a mixture of water vapor, oxygen, carbon dioxide, gases. So these are the components of air. 18th सेंचुरी तक हम क्या कहते थे कि एयर एक ही सब्सटेंस है। बाद में हमने प्रूव किया कि एयर इज अ मिक्सचर ऑफ मेनी गैसेस। सो व्हाट आर द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ एयर? फर्स्ट इज वाटर वेपर। सो दिस इज द कंपोनेंट ऑफ एयर। Suppose this is our air. So what first part is our water vapor. So this is our water vapor. So first is water vapor. We have learned earlier that air contains water vapor. As we discussed, this water vapor is content of our air. We also saw that when air comes in contact with the cool surface, suppose this is our air, when these will contact with cold surface, then it will condenses and droplets of water appears on the cool surface. So the presence of a water vapor in air is important for the maintaining the water cycle in nature. So what is the importance of water vapor? So these help this is important in the water cycle. So water vapor is important in the water cycle. So where it is important? In the water cycle. So in the water cycle, water vapor is important. So as we know, air contains water vapor. जब ये वाटर वेपर किसी कूल सरफेस से कांटेक्ट में आते हैं, सपोज हमारा यहाँ पे वाटर वेपर है, सपोज ये एयर के अंदर हमारे वाटर वेपर है और ये कोल्ड सरफेस है हमारा, हमने ग्लास में पानी लिया हुआ है, बहुत ठंडा पानी है, और जब ये वाटर वेपर किसी कोल्ड सरफेस के कांटेक्ट में आएंगे तो यहाँ पे क्या बन जाएंगे? ये कंडेंस हो जाएंगे और यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स कलेक्ट हो जाएंगे। As we discussed in the condensation process, water droplets will become on the surface of cold water. So next is oxygen. And this is the second component of the air. First is water vapor. Second is oxygen. In the presence of your teacher, fix two small candles of the same length on this table. So we will prove that air has oxygen. So we will prove that air has oxygen in the activity 15.6. So air has oxygen. Then we will take two candles. these are two candles, and we will light these candles with the help of matchstick. Cover one of the candle with inverted glass. This is our inverted glass, and we will cover these candle with the help of these inverted glass. With the help of these inverted glass, we will cover these candle. Then, and with inverted glass, observe both the candle carefully. So there are two candles. One is covered with glass tumbler and second is in open place. So then we will observe both the candle. What will happen to these both candles? Do both the candle continue to burn? No. You must have observed that the candle covered with glass tumbler got extinguished after some time. So this will extinguish after some time. So whereas the other candle continued burning, so these will continued burning. And how it is possible? And what is the reason behind it? It seems that the candle got extinguished because the component inside of the glass tumbler which support burning is limited, because this is covered with glass tumbler and air presence is less, and which is required for burning? Oxygen. So which is required for burning? Oxygen, which is less in this case. In the second case, it is less. But the candle is, this candle is getting supply of oxygen in continuity. So it will burn in continuity. फर्स्ट केस में इसको एनवायरमेंट से ऑक्सीजन मिल रही है और ये जलती जाएगी. सेकेंड केस में जब इसको हम ग्लास कवर से हम कवर करेंगे तो ये जितनी इसमें ऑक्सीजन होगी उससे तब तक तो बर्न होती रहेगी. जैसे इसमें ऑक्सीजन खत्म हो जाएगी, क्योंकि बाहर से ऑक्सीजन नहीं ले सकता क्योंकि ये कवर है ग्लास से, तो ये क्या हो जाएगी? बुझ जाएगी. दिस विल एक्सटिंग्विश. So these prove that air has oxygen. So these prove that air has oxygen. So what has air? Air has oxygen. Air has oxygen and air has vapor. So the component of air, and what do you mean by oxygen? The component of air which help in supply of, which supports burning. So what do you mean by oxygen? The component of air. So the component of air which supports burning. So the component of air which support burning is called oxygen. So the component of air which support burning, it is called oxygen. So this is oxygen. And what is the importance of these oxygen? These will support in burning. So first is air has water vapor. Second is air has oxygen. So air has water vapor and air has oxygen. And third component of air is nitrogen. So third component of air is nitrogen. So in activity 3, that air is still present in the glass even after the candle blew out. These indicate the presence of some component in the air which does not support burning. And the major part of air which does not support burning is called nitrogen. जो बर्निंग में हेल्प करता है वो ऑक्सीजन, और जो बर्निंग में हेल्प नहीं करता दिस इज नाइट्रोजन. So the component of air which does not support burning is called nitrogen. So third component, first component is water vapor. Second is, first is water vapor. Second is oxygen. And third is nitrogen. Third component is nitrogen. And fourth component is carbon dioxide. And fifth component is dust and smoke. So air contains nitrogen, air contains oxygen, air contains water vapor. Or what is the importance of oxygen? This help in burning. And the component of air which does not support in burning is called nitrogen. So the component of air which does not support burning is called nitrogen. Air is still present in glass even after the candle blew out. So as we know, we observe that air is even present. जब इसमें हमारी कैंडल बुझ जाती है, फिर भी एयर इसके अंदर एयर होती है, और तब इसके अंदर क्या प्रेजेंट होता है हमारे पास? ऑक्सीजन तो हेल्प बर्निंग में हेल्प करती है, और क्या कौन सा कंपोनेंट होता है एयर का? नाइट्रोजन. एंड इट डज नॉट हेल्प इन बर्निंग. सो व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ वाटर वेपर? सो फर्स्ट इज water vapor. And what is the importance of these water vapor? It helps in water cycle. It helps in water cycle. And next component is oxygen. So next component is, second component is oxygen. And what is the importance of this oxygen? Helps in burning. Helps in burning. So second component is oxygen and it helps in burning. And third component is our nitrogen. So third component is nitrogen. And what is nitrogen? The component of air that does not support burning. So the component of air which do not support burning is called nitrogen. So these are the components of air. And next component is carbon dioxide. This is fourth component. And fifth component of air is dust and smoke. So these are the components of air. So this is components of air. So maximum in the air is nitrogen. This is 78%. This is 78%. Oxygen is 21%, and remaining is carbon dioxide, water vapor, and others.